Hi guys, it's April and we are already 6 months into 2018, which means it is a perfect time to look at my 2018 goals and just check in on where I'm at. Because life has happened. A lot of life has happened. Now, I started out my 2018 goals and resolutions by stating the simple fact that a lot of these things were going to be shifting around and moving because I was going to get married. And guess what? I got married. So I can check that off of the goal list. That wasn't necessarily for this channel, but it was a life goal, I guess you could say. But with me talking about getting married and doing all the planning and all of that kind of crazy stuff, I decided that maybe if it pertained to this channel, I was going to make videos over all of the decorations and centerpieces I was going to do. And I did do that. I have videos here and there just explaining how I made the flowers, because all of my flowers were book flowers, and some of the book centerpieces that I did as well. If you want to go check those out, go check those out. But that's pretty much all that I wanted to bring of my wedding to this channel. But with that in mind, I also set my Goodreads goal to a reasonable 52 books because I had no idea how much this wedding was going to take over my life. Surprisingly, while I have been reading less than I normally do because of everything going on, I'm still already at 80 plus books for this first half of the year, which means I've already met my Goodreads goal. I haven't decided if I want to add a stretch goal into this goal list of maybe 150 books. I think that's reasonable for the second half of the year since I've already hit 80 and 80 plus 80 is 160, so setting at 150 really isn't that much of a stretch. But part of me also realizes that I'm bringing a lot of other things to my time and to my channel that my reading might not be up nearly as what it was the first 2 years of my channel where I was reading 200 plus books. I might still set it for 150 though, because books. I like reading a lot. Then there is always and forever my collaboration goals. I always want to make it a priority to connect with you guys as a community, as fellow creators, and just tap into what you guys want and what you guys are doing and just going back and forth with you guys, because the whole point that I am doing this for is for the community. I don't want to be a solo reader. I don't want to sit in front of my camera and just talk at you. I want to talk with you. And with that in mind, I have started doing live streams every Sunday at 11 Central. This means that I can just sit and I can chat with you guys. I can talk about life, I can talk about books that I'm reading, and I can talk about coloring, because most of the time I'm sitting there and I'm coloring. It's just a low stress way to talk with you guys, to get a feel for what's going on in the community and just do something a little different on my channel. I've also done at least 2 rounds of Read-A-Rama already this year. I know we've got one more planned. I have another collaboration that may be coming up that I can't necessarily talk to you about yet because there's not a lot of things planned yet. But I am doing a live show with Steve over at the Lawn Gnome where we're going to talk about some interesting things. So I highly recommend that if you are around for that live show that you should go check it out. It's going to be a lot of fun. Steve is a great guy. I'm really excited to finally be doing this collaboration. It's something that we've kind of gone back and forth on like for a very long time, and so it's actually happening. I'm excited for that. And as for other kinds of collaborations, I have been doing my buddy reads with Shay. I'm always looking for other buddy reads. I know that several of you guys have commented about the fact that you want to do buddy reads with me. Contact me again. We need to pick out books that we want to do and when we want to do them, because I have just kind of dropped that ball and I apologize for that completely. That's my bad, but just let me know if you want to do a buddy read. If you have an idea for what book you want to buddy read with me, just start a conversation with me, because I love buddy reads. They have some interesting results. They really do. But in the same veins of doing a buddy read, I have been hosting 2 different read-alongs, one for the Sevenwaters series and one for the Tortall series. I will link those videos and announcements down below and of course above my head as per usual. But I'm basically going through all of the Tortall books by Tamara Pierce, and I've been spacing them out this year and getting through all of those. They are all rereads for me and I love them to death. And then the Sevenwaters series by Juliette Merlier, I've spaced it out so that I read a book every 2 months so I can get through all of that, because I've only read the first trilogy. I haven't read the subsequent books and I really want to get to those. So if you are interested in either of those series, down below, information, join the group. It's gonna be exciting. I've really enjoyed hearing your guys' thoughts on some of these books that I've just held dear to my heart for so many years. And I also said that I wanted to do at least one bookish event. I wanted to do one kind of conference or get together of some kind. Haven't done that yet. I'm still aiming for the possibility of BookNet Fest. Very strongly leaning towards doing BookNet Fest, unless life changes all of that. That, in my mind, is the ideal one to go to for this community right here in general. So fingers crossed that that actually becomes a thing. And finally, I started talking about my creative videos that don't necessarily center around books. I talked about my composite imagery that I have not done in a couple of years, and I feel really bad about it because sometimes I just wonder where that passion went. That might still happen at some point, but right now my brain just isn't in that headspace apparently, as much as I love doing composite imagery. But my coloring has definitely taken off with the live shows that I mentioned before. I have been doing a lot of coloring. Every Sunday, I'm sitting down and I'm coloring in a coloring book. Sometimes I'm not coloring outside of those live streams. Sometimes I am. I'm getting a feel for the different media and I'm bringing that to the channel. I have done exactly one more story and page video where I read the Pied Piper. I really need to get back into doing some of those. I have plans, I think, that may happen for stories and coloring, but I don't know. And I'm still trying to find the balance between my coloring videos and my book videos. If you guys have opinions on how I am doing content and your thoughts on my content, please leave them down below. I am completely open to anything you have to say. I don't know if I'm doing too much coloring or not, if some people are turned off by that. I know I'm slowly changing the direction of my channel and that can be a little awkward sometimes. But I really want to hear back from you guys. I've shifted into doing more reviews of books and bookish content in that direction, and then doing live stream coloring, and those are kind of my wheelhouses right now, along with, of course, readathons and everything else. I'm kind of content of where it's at, but I still want to hear what you guys want to see. So if there's any kind of videos that you want from me, tell me down below. I have some ideas, but I'm getting to the point where some weeks I just have no idea what I want to bring to you guys. So tell me down below the type of content that you wish to see in my channel. And those were my goals and resolutions for 2018, where I'm at right now. I'm fairly comfortable with how I'm hitting all of those, even though I feel like I need to up my game on some of those things. So far, 2018 is going fairly well for me. Tell me down below how 2018 is going for you, and I heart your beautiful faces. Bye.